Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Ramdas Pandre, working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Pharmacology, MES College of Pharmacy, Sonai. In today's session, we'll discuss Institutional Review Board, also termed as IRB or IEC. Initially, we'll discuss learning outcome. After watching this video, you will able to learn public perception of research in early 20th century, introduction to IRB, composition of IRB, responsibilities of IRB, procedures of IRB, and maintenance of records and clinical trial documents. Here in first slide, you will see that how medical experiments they are performed in the 20th century. In first image, here you can see that seawater experiments, or in second image you can see that victims they are exposed to high altitude. That means they are kept in a low atmospheric pressure chamber, and the end result is often death of the subject. Next image, here you can see this is a type of endpoint experiment, a freezing experiment at Dachau concentration camp. During that experiment, they immerse a victim in a ice water and observe the death of the subject. Dear students, as we are studying institutional ethics committee, that means you all must know what is meant by ethics. As per philosopher Waldemar Setzer, ethics is not definable, it is not implementable because it is not conscious. It involves not only our thinking but also our feeling. As you know that while performing any studies or any biological experiment involving participation of human subjects, there are certain basic principles while performing the experimentation, and these basic principles they are included in all ethical guidelines. Just say for Declaration of Helsinki, Nuremberg Code, Belmont Report, and these three basic principles that includes respect for the person, beneficence to the society as well as victim, and justice to the victim. Then we'll see what is that actually institutional review board. This institutional review board, it is also called as institutional ethical committee or ethical committee. It is an independent body that reviews, evaluates, approves, and decides on the scientific and ethical aspect of clinical trial protocol as well as benefit and risk to the study participant. The main purpose of this IRB or IEC is to protect right, safety, and well-being of the subjects, those who participated in the trial. Then we'll discuss related to composition of this IRB. This IRB consists of at least 7 members who collectively have the qualification and experience to review and evaluate the science, medical aspect, and ethics of the proposed trial. These includes a chairperson who is from the outside institution, 1 or 2 basic medical scientists, 1 or 2 clinicians from various institutes, one legal expert or retired judge, one social scientist, one philosopher or ethicist, one layperson from the community, and member secretary, which is appointed among all these members. The next is quorum of IRB or IAC. This IRB or IAC should establish standard operating procedure that state the functions and duties of IRB, what are the membership requirements, again the term and tenure of appointment, conditions of appointments, the offices where they work or from where they look or monitor all the study as well as protocol, internal procedure and policy guidelines, and the requirement of quorum. As far as IRB is concerned, the quorum is there must be presence of minimum 5 members while conducting any review or research meeting. Then one question to all, why there is need of ethics committee? Just think and note down on your notebook or paper why there is need of ethics committee. If you are with your answers, see the ethics committee having the responsibilities. They are having certain responsibilities for the monitoring and evaluation of clinical aspect of a trial. These responsibilities of this IRB or IEC includes to safeguard the right, safety, and well-being of all trial subjects, reviews a proposed clinical trial within a reasonable time and document its views in writing, conduct continuous review of each ongoing trial at least once per year, ensures the information regarding payment to subject or study participants, including the method, amount, schedule of the payment. In addition to that, informed consent document or any other written information that are provided to the subject. To ensure universal ethical values and international scientific standards in terms of local community values and customs. So these are the responsibilities of IRB or IEC. So hope you all understood. The next point, procedure of IRB or IEC. In order to function smoothly and in order to follow the all rules and regulation as per the regulatory agency, there are certain standard operating procedures. It includes determine its composition and authority under which it is established, schedules, notify its members, and conducts its meeting. That means prepare schedule, notify all the members of the institutional review board or ethical committee, and conduct meeting as per the schedule. Conduct initial and continuing reviewing of the trials. While monitoring of the clinical sites or clinical trial, there must be conduct of initial as well as continuing reviewing of the trials as well as protocols. Next, specifies that no subject should be admitted to a trial before the IRB or IEC issues its written approval or opinion. That means there must not be, there should not be any subject without the written approval of IRB or IEC who can participate in the clinical study. Next, specifies the information that the investigator should promptly report to the IRB or IEC. The information, likewise, deviation from the protocol, occurrence of any adverse drug reaction, whether it may be a usual, serious, or hazardous event. Next, we'll see related to maintenance of records of IRB. This IRB or IEC retains all relevant record, that including mainly written procedure, list of occupations, affiliations of the members, submitted documents, and minutes of meeting for the particular trial site for a period of at least 3 years after completion of the trial, and makes them available upon request from the regulatory authorities. That means minimum storage period is 3 years after completion of the trial. This IRB may be asked by investigator, sponsor, or regulatory authorities to provide copies of its written procedure and membership list. So this is this institutional review board or institutional ethical committee. I hope that you all have understood the topic. In future too, I will come with more such videos. So thank you for watching.